I'm not ashamed to say it. I'm in my hoe phase right now. Happiness over everything. Where's your mind?
Look at Tia Mowry. She chose her temporary happiness over her family, and now she's online and on her TV show crying about how lonely she is, how much she wish somebody would hold her. She chose her happiness over her family. And that temporary happiness has you sliding down a wall, probably regretting and wishing you weren't going off of your impulses and your just ego getting involved and just being ungrateful. Too many women will ruin their families, break up their families for their temporary happiness, and not think about what the family needs, what your children need. You're upset with your husband right now. You're going through a rough patch. This might be a rough year. Do you just walk away and leave your family and break up your family? No. But when you have friends and you think that you are somebody telling you, girl, you could do better, and whatever better means, that's always questionable. It's always questionable. But women initiate divorce way more than men because I feel like we put our temporary happiness over the family and our children suffer.
Tia Mowry is back at it again. We know that she had her well-publicized divorce from Corey Hardrick. She created a show where she was getting rid of her ring, melting it down. She was saying that she wanted to live her happiness. She had her girlfriends on there, and they was all basically just talking down on Corey, right? And for a long time, black women was against Corey. It was all Corey's fault. Corey, I can't believe what you did to Tia. It was Tia. Tia was crying every other day. One minute she felt liberated and happy. The next day she was crying. She didn't know whether she was coming or going, but she was exploiting her family's business for profit. Because at the end of the day, she still had her show, and she was airing out all her family's dirty laundry and stuff that should have been kept private and not for public consumption. She was putting all that out on making it public, to the point where she was even estranged from her sister. Her sister wasn't rocking with her no more because the way that she was carrying on, right? But now she's back in the spotlight again, and she has a new things that she's doing now called "It Goes Down in the DMs." And while she was doing it, she was sitting on the bed with like some gray tight set on and had her legs crossed, but had her coochie sitting front and center, right? And now nobody's talking about what went down in the DMs. Everybody's talking about her coochie that was sitting up. Women, guys, everybody. But she did this for attention because she wanted us to do what we're doing right now. Talk about it, right? Because she thrives on the attention. The more attention she gets, the more money she can make. And again, she doesn't feel alone, right? But this is what she done. Check it out.
Thought y'all were back together. What goes down in the DM?
It goes down in the DM.
Would you marry me if you knew me well? What the hell? What the hellianti? Are you interested in younger men like myself? How young we talking? Do you know how old I am? I'm very flattered. Not you outside again. I thought y'all were back together. Let's normalize co-parenting in a healthy way. Things don't always have to be toxic. But yeah, I'm outside. No. I'm in my bedroom. I'm inside. I just think you're absolutely amazing. You display so much grace, and beautiful doesn't even begin to describe you. I know DMs aren't the way, laugh out loud, but I just had to say it. I think that's cute. That's like a nice way to slide into a DM. This was fun. Let me know in the comments if you want me to continue to do this.
So now you know on her new show, she has to always bring up her ex-husband Corey's name because sister is over, right? And she has to be somewhat connected to Corey in order, to keep her name relevant, right? Because if she didn't, she wouldn't mention him all the time. She wouldn't be talking about her marriage all the time. So now while she's sitting up there with her coochie sitting front and center for everybody to see, right? Women again are turning against her again. McKay Rose said, why is she so desperate, right? And women are calling this out, right? Then another woman said, Tia, what in the coochie is going on? Right? Another woman said, Tia, you need to close your legs. Your hoo-ha is laughing right there with you, right? So, but this is the thing. She knew what was going on. She knew exactly what she was doing when she did it. She just was looking for attention, right? Samoan Splendor said, the camel toe needs covering, sis. Right? Somebody else said, Nurse Bay said, put little mama up, Tia. We love you, TT, but she was distracting. Now why would another woman's cootie cat be distracting you unless you were pitcher and catcher and play for the other team? I don't know why it would be distracting you, right? Then another person said, legs open showcasing, right? So you're turning a lot of these women off because they know that you're thirst trapping, right? Another person said, put all out, right? With a laughing emoji. Somebody else said, cover the camel. I love you, Tia, but you should have reviewed this footage. Oh my God. Now what I notice is when I look here, I don't see any men complaining, right? I see all the women calling her out, right? And then somebody else says, cap, all cap. Those who know knows, right? And that was finally a dude commenting, right? This thing is crazy, man. Then somebody else said, I'm sorry, but I zoomed in. Please excuse me, laughing my ass off, right? Then another person said, sitting there with your privates camel toe in the viewers' faces, inappropriate and unseemly, and yet you also make videos bitterly complaining that men who deal with you just want to pump and dump. This is why, among other reasons, respect yourself, right? So that was a brother that was calling her out for her behavior, right? Then somebody else said, so you gonna make me say it? That was another guy, right? 843 said, you showing off for the gram, little Tia. Close your legs, right? So she was being called out by a lot of people, man. But a lot of black women is tired of Tia and all of her antics. And she been being called out for a while. I did a video some time ago when his sister came online and said this.
Understand why Tia and Corey got a divorce. I definitely was one of those people who was like, girl, why did you divorce him? Da, da, da. But now I'm like, oh yeah, I understand. Because Tia is draining. She's a lot. She's a lot. And she's high maintenance. And she needs someone who's able like to keep up with her. And I think it got to the point where he was like, yo, I can't. Girl, you too much. I'm just thinking back to like that episode they did together for that love documentary when he was trying to talk and I think she jumped in and tried to say something and he was like, he pretty much kind of told her like he needed to talk. But I think that was probably what was going on in their relationship, that Tia just needed like so much validation, so much. Like she needed someone who was like constantly there emotionally for her. Because if you watch her show, like all her friends, like them bringing Jackie, her friends, her cousin, all these people are coming there like to cut her.
So on her show, you know, she was talking back and forth. And a lot of people was thinking that she went back to her ex-husband, Corey, right? Because she had went in the shadows for a while and we didn't see her. Nobody was talking about her. You know, she basically went non-exempt. And they saying that she went home, right? But now she's out and she's talking again. She's back again, showcasing her body, her coochie, her legs. You know, she's doing all her videos and everything, right? And she was talking about basically getting over a divorce, and women was asking questions, and again, of course, Corey's name is going to come up because she has to talk about Corey, right? So a woman asked her, girl, how the hell do I recover from this divorce? Lord help me, child, right? And then she said, I think I say, dive into doing the work, really. Truly focus on self-care, focus on what makes you happy and what brings you joy. Build a tribe, a community of friends, a support system, meditate, try new hobbies, read books on healing, spend time with your kids if you have them, or just surround yourself with people who genuinely love and support you. Do things that feel fun and fulfilling. Travel if you can. Traveling really helped me. It's all about creating new experiences. The more experiences you have, the further away you get from that heavy, gut-wrenching feeling of divorce. Also, allow yourself to cry. Allow yourself to feel it all. Just don't let it consume you. I hope that helps, right? And she's giving advice to women, but every other day she's online, she's crying. She's the one giving advice, but she's crying every other video. Then she's happy. She's just going through all kinds of stuff to the point where a lot of black women just started to get tired of her shenanigans, right? Then she went, for a long time, I believe my value came from being in a relationship, being chosen, being picked. That's somehow love. That's somehow love from someone else defined who I was, right? So she was really going in, right? And she's catering to that single female audience, because these are all the social media talking points that they use, right? Divorce forced me to ask, what do Tia wants? When you've been with someone for over 20 years, it's easy to forget who you are outside of that partnership, right? Then she went on to say, I realized how much of my worth I tied to being validated by a man, right? And I'm gonna deal with that, right? After my divorce, I saw how people, especially toxic, misogynistic men, look down on me. Of course, it's the men, as if I wasn't valuable anymore because I have kids, because I'm not in my 20s, because I'm divorced. That narrative is cruel and it's false, right? Let me tell you all of you something out there, right? On social media right now, you have this gender wars, men against women, women against men, and everybody's saying all kinds of nasty things to each other. And a lot of married people and separated and divorced people have sold out to it because they can make money off of it. I tell you guys oftentimes that I'm not pro-black man, pro-black woman, I'm pro-black people and pro-black family, right? Everything ain't for public consumption. Some things should just be kept under the rug. She looks online, she sees all the nasty things a lot of black women say about black men. She see a lot of the nasty things black men say about black women. We commit verbal genocide on each other every day before the world and all the other ethnic groups watch. Why would she come out and participate in it if she's not looking to cash in on it, right? Because there's thousands and millions of black couples that are happy every day. Everybody goes through their ups and downs, but they don't come out and air their dirty laundry out for public consumption to make money off of it. But she is, because she knows that there's an audience of hurt women that's never dealt with their issues, that's never went to therapy or got over their issues. She knows that there's millions of women out there like that, and she can cater to that audience and make a whole bunch of money. She knows that. It's a quick grift because the bag is low. And there's a lot of men that does this too. They go to that audience of hurt men that hasn't dealt with their issues. And they blame everybody but themselves and their choices. And that's what happens. And this is all that T is doing. And there's a lot of women that's catching up to this, and she's starting to be called out for her behavior. Because you're on there with your coochie hanging out. You're a mother of children, and you're online 47 years old carrying on like this. But I guess it's okay, because a lot of these women online that think the way that Tia thinks, they lack accountability. They take no accountability for their own choices or their own behavior, the same way a lot of these men do. And that's why you get what you get in a community full of grown-ups, man, listen. You get a community full of children disguised as adults. I'm going to say it again. You get a community full of children disguised as adults. Yeah, they look like adults, they sound like adults, but they operate as children. And that's what you get. And that's the way Tia behaves. Because you don't have to do all this or bad talk men to elevate your consciousness and elevate to a higher self of happiness. Why cater to the gender war narratives that a lot of women use on social media? Why? You've been with somebody over 20 years, you have children, you can be mentally liberated by not even partaking in any of that stuff. But it's profitable to do it, and that's why you do it. And that's Tia Mowry, man. I'm going to cut this video short right here, man. If you made it this far in the video, hit that like button, subscribe to Street Media TV. Leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. For a lot of you women and men out there, you don't have to participate in this kind of behavior. You don't have to. It's a choice. It's a choice. Remember, I love y'all. Until the next time, peace.